Public relations, also known as PR, is one of the jobs that is growing more and more in demand every year. It is now believed that every company, big and small, should have a public relations team on hand at all times. Public relations has always been a job within the entertainment industry though, when someone's life is constantly being watched and ridiculed, a good PR team could make or break a rising star's career. So what about PR in pop? Well, first let's talk about the debate of what public relations really is. A lot of people group it in with marketing, especially in today's world. There are hundreds of different definitions of what public relations really consists of, but for today's video, I am sticking with the definition of public relations as the practice of managing and disseminating information from an individual or an organization to the public in order to affect their public perception. To put it in simple terms, if an artist does something bad, the PR team relays a message to their consumers or fans. That also means that PR also has to prevent any problems from arising in the foreseeable future as well. Now that we have the basis of the topic for the video today, let's first talk about the ways that public relations is making pop terrible for both the idols and the fans. The way that the industry is thriving is through preventable problems. This directly ties into how we see pop idols act and share things online. Pop fans are truly spoiled by this concept in my opinion. Let's think about it. How many times has an idol openly talked about an injury they have gotten? It's always let's demand a response from the company, even though these releases are carefully written by someone who has taken a multitude of classes for this exact moment. So why do we believe them? Well, because they are believable. Pop is, of course, a very calculated industry, which means that every notice, every press release, every social media post on an official account is carefully looked over and thought about before being uploaded for all of the fans to see. I would also like to say this now. PR is not what caused pop to be the way it is now. That was the societal standards. PR just continues to uphold the harshness of the standards. And that is the problem. Let's go back to idols themselves giving updates on their health. There are very famous instances with Woo Hyun from Infinite back when ISSC was still around. The soccer match was known as the most physical game an idol could compete in. The games themselves would cause a lot of injuries such as broken noses. But when Woo Hyun was playing, he hurt his shoulder by sliding on it. The company, Wolim, of course, released a statement saying that the injury was not serious and could be fixed with simple rounds of physical therapy. Fans were, of course, very happy with this response. But the problem lies with, this was not anywhere near the truth. Woo Hyun himself came out years later and said that all of the cartilage in his shoulder got messed up and was deemed unfixable. He also said that doctors told him there was a possibility that his shoulder could lock up and near move again as early as his 30s. So how did this situation turn out like this? PR is the only answer here. I think they were taking the route of trying to do damage control. This is a problem though in my opinion for one main reason. Public relations has a code of ethics. And one of those are to be truthful. So why is this ethic being so overlooked in the pop industry? Mainly because of the fans really. The company would rather the fans be left in the dark about situations than to be angry at the company or artist themselves. So when they have a situation that is being demanded to have some sort of release, they lie. But why would they lie about an injury like this, you may be asking? ISSC has been ridiculed for a long time by fans for the long history of injuries and it taking place during some idols' comebacks. Fans have been asking for years for companies not to send their groups. So, if a member of Infinite, who had a very large fan base at one point, would have a serious unfixable injury at an event that the fans begged for them not even to go, the blame would be put on the company. Now to talk about my other problem with public relations in pop, the silence mainly when it comes to racial issues or cultural appropriation. I don't really know who taught these companies that silence is the answer to issues like this, but they were very wrong. But why do I get so angry at this? Because the reason is the same as lying about injuries. The company wants to protect itself. You may be wondering how this situation would affect the company and not the artist. Let's think for a second. Who is always told you should be educating these idols? It's not our jobs. That's right, the company. So by staying silent, the company itself saves itself from hate, while letting the idol or group take the bulk of the blame. Am I saying we should quit blaming the idol specifically? Absolutely not. Most idols are adults, or at least should have the adult mindset about right and wrong things. But this literally throws ethics out the window. The company should tell the truth and be like, oh yeah, sorry we didn't educate them, or at least let the idol apologize for themselves when these situations occur. So why did I decide to make this video? Well, to remind everyone that the pop industry is extremely calculated and fake. Also a global market. Companies do not care about being truthful or saying things at all if that means they save their stocks or shareholders money. Also, I just really get mad about this whole situation the more and more I study public relations. But anyways, that is the end of the video. Tell me your opinion on this topic in the comments. I would really love to hear if they differ, or if you agree, of course. Bye besties moi.